Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem, Yahshai Bashem, Rakakodah, Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of you elect out there. Shalom to you all. I'm going to make this super quick. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, Speaking in Tongues is Not of the Devil. So I say it again. The topic is Speaking in Tongues is Not of the Devil. So this is a video that was put up not even a day ago. IUIC Queens Camp. Mrs. Pentecostal ready to throw blows for her church. Now, what they did was, if you watch the whole video, I urge you to watch the whole video, but I'm going to focus on 5 minutes and 21 seconds into almost a 9-minute video. They got the woman in the barbershop stirred up, and as you can see, now I don't know if she threw blows. I didn't watch the rest of the video, but she got stirred up because there they go again, trying to shove the gospel down people's throats. If they're not of the elect, they're not going to get it no matter what you do. You explain it to people. You don't make the people sound stupid because the brother said, because he is a brother, he's Israelite. He said Pentecostal is not a religion, it's a day. It's a high holy day, which is true, but you presented it to her like she was stupid because she doesn't know. She's ignorant, man. So we're just going to listen, and then I'm going to hit you with one precept. All I need is one precept, because he made a statement. Speaking in tongues is of the devil, which is not. You got to explain what speaking tongues is. Instead of shoving this doctrine that you have down their throat, explain it to the people. So let's listen and watch. Fair use, by the way.
Pentecostal church. And they had a doctrine where you speak in tongues. Speaking in tongues is of the devil.
Right.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, and that's all they do in the Pentecostal church.
So he was clearly wrong when he said speaking in tongues is of the devil. Speaking in tongues is not of the devil. Speaking in tongues meaning to speaking in another language, and you have to have an interpreter. That's what Paul was explaining. And the churches don't understand that because the churches don't understand the scriptures because they don't go deep into the scriptures.
We actually the taking your shaya. We actually your shaha. We actually your
right? Know what they talking about.
This is why you stay away from these Christians, because they're all bugged out. They're all fucking crazy, bugged out, insane in the membrane. Somebody come up talking about they're a Christian, you try to work with him, then you can say this guy's too far gone, he's insane. Let's call the cops on him, or let's move, or let's get away from this Christian. We don't have to deal with you Christians. Unless you're a guy that said, I came up in a Christian church, I've been watching your videos, and a lot of what you guys say makes sense, and I want to learn more. Okay, you deal with that person because he wants to learn. We don't have to have no discussions and no debates, no back and forth with them. We do the lecturing, you do the listening, or you walk down the street.
When the Bible speaks about speaking in tongues, he said you have to have an interpreter.
Okay, he broke that down right. He should not have said speaking in tongues is of the devil. If he said your concept of what you understand speaking in tongues is of the devil, it's not of the Most High. I'm going to give you the explanation. So he did explain it right, so I give him credit for that. Let's listen to that again.
we actually your
Right? Nobody know what they talking about. When the Bible speaks about speaking in tongues, he said you have to have an interpreter. Somebody got to be there that could translate. You know what that was?
So that speaking in tongues is not of the devil. Speaking in tongues is speaking in a different language. When the Apostle Paul confronted the Jews, we'll use the word Jews, which represent Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, he spoke to them in the Hebrew. When the Apostle spoke to Israelites that were raised up as Greeks, Hellenized, he spoke to them in the Greek language.
Another language. That's with you see when brothers speak in Spanish.
So if the Apostle Paul is speaking to Jews and Greeks, he would have to say something in Greek, then he would turn around and say something in the Hebrew so they can both get it. The same thing happened with the apostles when they received the first power that they received. You receive power from on high. The first thing that they received is the power of speaking in other languages. Why? Because and Christians don't even understand that. What is Pentecostal all about? It's known in the Bible as the Feast of Weeks. 3 times in a year where the Israelites supposed to come to Jerusalem. So the Most High put the Spirit on them to speak to these Israelites that were living in other countries that Christians say, oh, these are people of other nations. No, the Israelites scattered in other countries that knew that they were raised up as being Israelites. They lost the language, however. Give me a second. So let's listen up.
There has to be somebody.
English.
Read this.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 27.
What's your name, ma'am? I'm going to call you Miss Pentecostal. Read this.
1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 27. If any man speak in an unknown tongue.
That's what it's talking about, an unknown tongue.
Unknown to the people that don't speak that tongue. So when he said speaking in tongues is of the devil, he was way off. But he explained it. So
let it be by 2, or at the most by 3, and that by course, and let one interpret.
So how? Yes, but it's my job to tell you that it's of the devil. It is of the devil because nobody understands what it's talking about. I can. God give me the permission to do it, and I'm doing it. 100%. I'm not adding or subtracting. How the sister will tell me? No man, it's good, brother. It's good.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 8. For of our authority which the Lord has given us for edification.
God gave us that authority to teach the word of God.
And not for your destruction.
Not for your destruction, even though we're arguing.
I should not be ashamed.
I am not ashamed to go back and forth with you because I'm not trying to destroy you. My job is to edify you. My hope is that you would humble down.
Now, everybody that he's talking to in the shop, they're getting lined up, bald-headed, part of their head bald, a woman getting lined. You can see right there. Why aren't they? They're committing sin right in front of this guy. They're committing the sin of Leviticus 19:27. So shouldn't he be talking about that? And if they get up and say, you know what, you're right, I'm going to leave the barbershop, I'm not coming here no more, or I'm going to get my hair cut a different way. They're committing sin right in front of this guy, and he's talking about something completely different. This is the madness of the IUIC.
And listen.
What is the nation?
Okay, so that's it. Anyway, like I said, I was going to make this short. Let me go to this real quick.
The Lego Beast, she's an embarrassment. The Lego Beast, she's an embarrassment. That's going to be the title of this video. Let me start my...
See, the stupidest thing that you can do with being an Israelite, being one of the potential elect, hopeful elects, is getting with a woman, marrying women, or even having children. I mean, if you got to have children, you got to have children. Be fruitful and multiply. But you got to pray that that woman doesn't turn into the devil. The Apostle Paul said, I warn you, you can get married, but I warn you, you shall have trouble in the flesh. He didn't say you can get married, but I warn you, the women that you marry that are not believers, you're going to have to know. It says all women, you're going to have trouble in the flesh. So, this getting paperwork, coming together, it could be beautiful the first couple years, then it can be hell the last 2 years, and then she got you. She got you. Spousal support, child support. What's child support? If you and your woman go this separate ways and you have children, you tell her, you go to the courts or you go to the lawyer, you say, what do I have to give her? What percentage of, and then you just give it to him. You just give it to him. So if it goes to the courts and she tries to get more money, the judge will say, oh, he's giving the right amount of money. He's not doing anything wrong. But what Jake does, another thing Jake does, they'll take the DNA test, which is voluntary. Let me see. Let me do this. Because women don't take it. If they want to hide there, I know that for a fact. Is taking a DNA test for court voluntary. Ooh, yes, taking a DNA test for court is generally considered voluntary, meaning you can choose to take it or not. So guys take it, then it's established that he's the father, but then he don't want to pay. Then he wonders why they suspend his license, he loses his job, or whatever the case may be, or he even gets locked up. You're stupid because you don't fucking check things out. And you should learn from the woman. If you have children and you're not sure those children are yours, you get your woman, your ex-woman, to go in the court to take a test. I know that for a fact. They will not go because, you know what? Lawyers tell them you don't got to take it. This is voluntary. They don't take the men. That's a major lawsuit. But ignorance of the law is no excuse. So they're playing you niggas. Just don't take the fucking test if you ain't planning on paying. I ain't taking no damn test. It's voluntary. But so you took the test voluntarily. Voluntary is called voluntary compliance. You Jake's gotta do something. You gotta do what's the saying? Use your head for something other than the hat rack. Here you take the test. That's your son. That's your daughter. Those 5 kids are all yours. And you got to pay child support. You don't pay the shit, they lock your stupid ass up. That's you motherfuckers, man. That's you blockheads. I didn't even know they were going to say it. See, normally when you put a question in, they'll give you yes or no. It says yes, it's voluntary in all the states. You blockheads better wake the fuck up. Anyway, where am I?
Saying all praises and glory is due to Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai Baal Shem Rakakwadash.
If you take the test and they said these 3 children are yours, you find out through the law. How much a percentage do I got to give? Because I want to know if they're my children. They're my children. I'm responsible for them. I'm supposed to give X amount of percentage towards the children. I'll get it accounted. Everything that I have, they get X amount of percentage of it, and you give it to them religiously. Give it to them religiously, you know. But a nigga don't check. They don't check shit. They don't use their fucking brain.
Shalom to the brothers and sisters of the household of faith. The sisters of the household of faith that know how to keep themselves in order. Okay, shalom to you. I don't say shalom to the Lego beast embarrassment. All right. Anyway, let's get into this video.
Yeah, here this stupid bitch. She's 33 years old. She meets a guy on the web. That means she's been around. She jumped on many mushroom tips in her day. She's 33 years old, almost 34. What is it, 19? She's almost twice the age of this guy. He's 19. He falls in love. She comes over there. The family said, nah, don't marry this ninja. He doesn't. Now she don't want to leave him. She wants some money. Look, you're on your own on this one. We can't help you.
It was put up by Elder Pastor. That's his channel there. A lot of you ask me, you come on the channel, you'll put a comment. What's the site of Elder Pastor? What's his YouTube site? That's his YouTube site right there. What is the 666 mark? Number 2, GMS Truth. The title of this video is Another Reason to Stay Away from You Know Who and Other Topics. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. I think it's around here where Apostle Tar says this woman is an embarrassment, especially, you know, well, it's has to do with the so-called black woman who decided that she would make a passport bro move, okay? Because you got so-called black American men, so-called black American men in particular, go into these other countries to find women they can deal with that are more woman-like or womanly-like, right? So the so-called black woman, her attitude is, well, if they can do it, I can do it too. So you got these so-called black women now. I don't know what they call themselves, passport sisters maybe. They're going to these other countries in search of men from those other countries. But see, the difference is the women in these other countries, they don't mind getting up with Jake. As a matter of fact, they want to get up with Jake. When I say Jake, I'm talking about so-called, in particular, the so-called black American man. All right, they don't mind getting up with them, the women of the other countries like Thailand, China, you know, Japan, countries like that, you know, countries in Africa, whatnot. They don't mind, women don't mind getting up with the men, the so-called American black man. Okay, they don't mind getting up with him, but it's totally different for the so-called black American woman. Okay, really, nobody wants you. The word is out on you. You're, like Apostle said, you're a fucking embarrassment. All right, you're nothing but trouble. Okay. Reminds me of that song by that rap song by what's his name? What's his name? DJ. The hell was his name? Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Yeah. DJ Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff, which was this guy, the actor Will Smith. That was his rap alter ego, Will Smith. And
but anyway, you can watch the rest of this video. I'm gonna go to the next video put up by Remnant. Say, black Christians are crashing out for Christ. Hey, this guy, he wants to beat up Israelites. You got to leave them alone. You got to leave them alone. If somebody comes up, identify themselves as a Christian, if they say, oh, I want to learn, you guys make a lot of sense, I want to learn, I might want to become an Israelite, I think I'm an Israelite, then you can deal with them. Other than that, tell them you're a Christian, walk on down the street. We don't want to deal with you. We do not want to deal with you. Have no dealings with them. What does it say in... give you a precept and then I'm going to close. I'm going to read this in the NLT, 2 Corinthians, 6 and 13, I believe. 13. And then I'll read it in the NLT as well. As recommends... be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, but Christians are unbelievers. Antichrists are unbelievers. Muslims are unbelievers. Atheists are unbelievers. I'm an atheist. Tell me, we don't deal with atheists. Walk on down the street. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? These black Christians are unrighteous. And what communion have light with darkness? You're in the dark, we're in the light. And what concord, like the black conscious community, we ain't got no business dealing with them. And what concord have the Messiah with Belial, which is the devil, or another name for the devil, or that, or what part have he that believeth with an infidel? It means unbeliever. And what agreement have the temple of the Most High with idols? We represent the temple of the Most High. 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, around about the 19th verse, if I'm not mistaken. And you represent idols, which are idols of other gods you represent. For ye are the temple of the living power. Already it says it here too. As the Most High have said, I will dwell in them. Dwell in who? The elect. Not all Israel. If you're not of the elect, if you haven't woken up to the fact that you Israelites are coming to this fold and doing this work, you got a devil on you. You got a demon on you. And walk in them, and I will be their power, and they shall be my people. Oh, that's talking about every... Nope, that's talking about Israelites that are part of the elect. So now let's look at this right quick in the NLT. This is just a quick lesson. Okay. I am asking you to respond as if you were my own children. Open your hearts to us. The temple of the living power. Don't team up with those who are unbelievers. Oh, don't team up with them. How can righteousness be a partner with wickedness? How can all Christians are wicked, by the way? How can light live with darkness? What harmony can be? Oh, harmony is talking about the unity camps. If you're teaching, if there's two camps, Israelite camps coming together, y'all go off on certain doctrines. You teach the mark of the beast is a microchip. The other ones teach that it's an embargo. You're not supposed to work with them. They would be your enemies, all right? They're in darkness. What harmony can there be between the Messiah and the devil? It said Belial in the King James. How can a believer be a partner with an unbeliever? An unbeliever is anybody that doesn't believe that they're an Israelite. If they're atheists, they're unbelievers. If they're Muslim, they're unbelievers. If they're Christians, any form of Christianity, they're unbelievers. Right? If they believe in money, they're unbelievers. And what union can there be between the Most High's temple, which is us, starting with the elect, and idols, which are you, the unbelievers? For we are the temple of the living power, as the Most High said, I will live in them and walk among them. The Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, ain't walking among no Christians. The Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is not in the, it says live in them. Live in them. The Lord ain't living with them Christians. I will be their power, and they will be my people. Right? Therefore, come from among unbelievers, Christians. Your mother ain't right. If your mother's living with you, you got to deal with that, right? You have the only one that you can deal with under your roof is that an unbeliever is your wife, all right? And separate yourselves from among them, say the Lord. Don't, except when it deals with your wife. If she's an unbeliever, she pleads to dwell with you. She gets that pass. Don't touch their filthy things, and I will welcome you, and I will be your father, and you will be my sons and daughters, says the Lord Almighty. That's talking about you have to be an Israel to qualify. You have to be an Israelite, and you have to be one of the elect. Anyway, with that, shalom or shalom on to the next. Shalom.